Okay, questions?
Erik in the back. When LeBron gets on a roll like that, is it a matter of you let him take it over? Is it a matter of LeBron's going to take it over anyway? Or is it a matter of you were sort of running other stuff to create other stuff and LeBron was just a force at that point?
Yeah, I mean, look, he reads the game. We've talked about this many times. He reads the game as well as anybody that's played this game and whatever's needed. He was simply indefatigable. Is that how you say it? And just the entire game on both ends of the court, having to manage foul trouble and make plays on both ends. But he did it, his aggressiveness within the context of what we do. It can't be 1-on-5 against this team. As good as and talented as he is, you have to execute offense, and he's the best end of offense option that there is. But he was reading the game, and the biggest play of the game after scoring that many points was getting off the ball. And it's a play that he's been criticized many times in our 3 years for making that type of play that led to a hockey assist, to CB. So he was fantastic tonight. It wasn't anything we talked about. He just, has a way of sensing what we need.
Erik, you played him through in the fourth quarter, played the entire second half. Was there any thought to giving?
Say that word again. But no, I looked at him. I was going to start the quarter with him and go from there. Then at some point before the 6-minute timeout, I asked him, I said, hey, I could get you out now. There could be a foul and there could be a 45-second break and then get the full timeout. He said, no, I'm not coming out right now. And so, I kind of said it. It wasn't, I didn't really mean it, but it just to see if he needed it. And, whatever it takes at this point. At this point of the competition.
And that last play that you were talking about where he got off the ball, can you go through that a little bit that ended up with a Bosch 3?
Yeah, we just we run an action, we run, and Dwayne made the right read. Garnett was right there, though, as he always is. He sniffed it out, and the only play to make was to get off the ball. But when you have a night going like that, and he had overpowered in the paint a few times in similar plays like that, I just don't think he would have gotten a good shot off with that double team with Garnett there, and he just showed great poise and trust to be able to make the right play. And it's a basketball play that he just feels, and he got off it without thinking about the consequences, and that's what makes him unique.
Erik, Chris 1 of 5 on three-pointers till then. I know you tell him to keep shooting it. It's your shot. That's your play. Were you setting Chris up for those shots throughout that, knowing they were doubling LeBron? And when Chris stepped into it, was there the same sort of confidence as
the last one? That's right in his wheelhouse, the corner one. And the swing three is his very best one. But when he's open out there and he's creating a lot of spacing for us, we don't want him thinking. That's the worst thing for a shooter. And so we could sit back and judge every single three and say, is that the right one? Is that not the right one? But our three-point shooters, we want them having a free mind, and he is one of our best ones, but he has a tougher balance than the rest of our three-point shooters. He has to do a lot of other things as well.
Coach, what's the game plan going into the next game to try to close this out?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to go back and just regroup. We have respect for this team we're playing. There's nothing easy that's going to happen in this series.
Coach, how concerned were you when LeBron picked up those couple of fouls toward the end?
Yeah, it's a concern. You can't take him out at that point. We've been through these situations in the playoffs. So, yes, he's fouled out of 2 games, important games in the last 3 years going down the stretch. But he was able to do it with technique and not foul out tonight.
Hey, Coach, how concerned are you about getting minutes, production, whatever, from that Battier, Rashard Lewis, James Jones kind of slot, and how are you going to divide minutes in that slot going forward?
We'll figure it out, whatever's needed. We have trust in our guys, and I don't want them thinking about anything. Well, if anything, going into the next game at home, I want those guys super aggressive. And if that means that they touch it and that thing is gone, they have the absolute neon green light. I don't want them thinking about it, particularly in our building.
Erik, you touched on this to your left. You touched on this earlier, but LeBron was obviously dominating the ball there and playing very well, but it seemed like he was willing, just before even that last play, to start moving it at the end. Can you talk about just maybe that wouldn't have happened in the past?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've come a long way, and even though it appears as if one player is dominating the entire offense the whole way through, there's much more poise in running offense and executing offense, and then utilizing the best end of offense option in the game, but showing trust and executing. And there was a stretch there during the fourth quarter where we were getting good looks. They weren't going down. Some of the three-point looks were running some actions, but the guys stayed with it, and he read the game from there and found ways to break free and get into the paint. But he understands the big picture of execution, that it just can't be 1-on-5.
Eric, you didn't, here in the middle, you didn't want to have to say indefatigable again, but what are just some of the other adjectives that come to mind when you walk off the court after watching him play a game like that?
I mean, we could go on, and it's not a disrespect to LeBron in this game. He was what was needed, on the road, and that's what makes him, the best player in the game. Whatever's needed, and it could be on either side of the game. And sometimes that means facilitating, and sometimes that means just going out of the box and scoring 49.
Coach John Schumann, NBA.com. Defense improved on the other night, or is it?
We're trying to crack the code. It's not an easy code, and that's why for the aficionado out there, it's a compelling matchup. We try to get to what we get to, but they're a very clever, smart team with veteran players. You're not going to rush them, and you won't speed them up, but we have to do it enough, so we can get to our game.
So is the defensive concerns more about the matchup than your own?
It always becomes about who can get to who. We're trying to impose our game, but they're trying to impose theirs, and like I said, they're a veteran, poised offensive team. So you're not going to force them to cough up an inordinate amount of unnecessary turnovers.
Eric, the Nets bench had 28 points tonight. They've been a bit of a surprise in the series so far. What do you do to limit them in Game 5?
Well, we have to do it better. Well, we just have to keep on coming and make it tough. We've shown in the past to get better as the series goes on. We're still trying to figure it out, and they do present some challenges. So we need to get better and hopefully have our best game at home. Okay, thank you.